All right, everybody, if I could have your attention, please. It is 7:30. I want to welcome you to our October City Council meeting. It's time to call this meeting to order. If everybody could, if you don't mind, if you could just stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and then stay standing because Mr. Perkle is going to bless the meeting after that.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Would you pray with me? Thank you, Lord, for the many blessings you've given us, for the opportunities you've given to us as individual members and to this city and the council. We ask for your us to make good decisions, to make and keep this a great place to live. In your name we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Mr. Perkle. Great prayer. All right, first order of business is approval of the agenda. Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
I have a motion from Ms. Avery. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Mr. Hicks. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. Next is approval of the minutes, and we have quite a few. September the 15th. Is there a motion to approve the meeting minutes?
Mayor, I'll make a motion to approve the meeting minutes as presented.
I have a motion from Mr. Second from Ms. Avery. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. All right, next we'll move on to awards, presentations, and proclamations. And we have a presentation from our city manager, and I believe that we representative from the Department of Community Affairs, and I'll let you just take over.
As we mentioned at the work session, Sugar Hill was recently designated as a Plan First community by the Department of Community Affairs. This distinction is awarded to only a select number of communities each year, and we're blessed to be one of them. The designation recognizes Sugar Hill's commitment to and excellence in comprehensive planning and implementation of the Vision 100 comprehensive plan. And before we go on, I just want to congratulate and compliment our planning staff under Art's leadership. And also to all of our departments that were involved in data collection, answering questions that staff had from Nicole and from Logan, and that led to this designation. We're pleased to have Daniel Gavis here tonight. He is the program coordinator for outreach and training with the Georgia Department of Community Affairs. To provide a additional context to this designation, including the benefits to the city, our businesses in the city. At the conclusion of Mr. Gaddis's presentation, I'm going to ask the City Council approve the memorandum of understanding and authorize the mayor to sign the MOU on behalf of the city. So, Daniel. Welcome, Mr. Gaddis. Appreciate you.
Good evening. It is good to be with you all. I grew up in Buford, Georgia, in sleepy little rural town of Buford in 1986 that changed a lot. And I've seen driving through here how much Sugar Hill, our sleepy little neighbor to the west, has changed. It brings me great pleasure to come to you tonight in my capacity as the Planning Outreach Coordinator. And on behalf of the Department of Community Affairs, congratulations to the city of Sugar Hill for receiving the Plan First designation, making the city of Sugar Hill one of only 8 communities in the state to achieve this designation for the 2026 through 2028 timeframe. This application period was particularly competitive as we received 22 applications with over 50 local governments around the state checking their eligibility. This Plan First designation will last for 3 years and recognizes the hard work of successful comprehensive plan implementation and acknowledges your community's commitment to identifying opportunities and setting goals to move your community forward. Since the Plan First program's inception in 2015, the Department of Community Affairs has highlighted exemplary community work on implementing their comprehensive plan while effectively engaging the public. For those who may not know, a comprehensive plan is a guiding, long-range document that communities use to ensure that future development will occur where, when, and how the community and the local government wants. Besides simply celebrating Plan First community through press releases, certificates, and statewide recognition, the Department of Community Affairs also provides financial incentives for communities in the form of a reduced interest rate on certain Georgia Environmental Finance Authority, or GEFA, loans. This benefit has helped some Plan First communities save over $300,000 on GEFA loans in the past. Additionally, Plan First communities can access 3 bonus points on CHIP applications. That's Community Home Investment Program, which is a federally funded program that provides funds to local governments, public housing authorities, and nonprofits to rehabilitate owner-occupied homes and to build and renovate affordable single-family homes for sale to eligible home buyers. Also, access to 3 bonus points on housing tax credit projects with an approved revitalization plan. The application to become a Plan First community is stringent, and the reviewers hold these communities to a very high standard. All applications are reviewed by an internal DCA team and are also reviewed by other applicant communities for that year. Other state agencies and organizations also provide reviews, such as the University of Georgia, Georgia Environmental Finance Authority, GDOT, ACCG, and the Georgia Municipal Association. Scores are tallied, and the best of the best are named. The Plan First application assesses a community through 4 overarching categories: goals, leadership, participation, and implementation. Overall, the City of Sugar Hill demonstrated a high-performing planning process marked by clarity, creativity, and accountability, serving as a strong model for peer communities. The preparer did a great job in laying out the projects and discussing how those projects relate to the comprehensive plan. Now, this next section, I'm actually going to read some comments from reviewers. The Highway 20 pedestrian bridge, first ideated in a plan way back in 2005. The Plan First program seeks to honor those communities bringing their plans to fruition. And we all recognize that large-scale, transformative projects, especially transportation projects, require patience and a certain stubbornness to stick to the plan over the long haul, even when, and especially when, elected officials come and go and staff turns over. I can't wait to come back and see the finished project. Another reviewer talks about projects like the $2 Tuesdays, including the $2 movie bashes, meeting the goals in your comprehensive plan, like the opportunity to, quote, expand opportunities for families and young people. In your comprehensive plan from the year 2019, in the needs and opportunities section, we read that Sugar Hill needed to, quote, encourage the most intense growth around the downtown area. Driving in, I could say, boy, did that ever happen. Since 2019, downtown has seen approximately 900 new apartment residences, all of which directly support downtown businesses, which have seen a considerable increase in foot traffic over the years. An additional 25 townhomes and 100 rental units are currently underway. The building and foot traffic has not only benefited existing businesses, but new businesses as well. Downtown now proudly boasts a Real Tacos, Central City Tavern, Shine Pizza, Playa Bowls, the Sugar Hill Distillery, Kilwins, Scoops, a cafe and Latin cafeteria, a barbecue restaurant named August Swine, which is just objectively an amazing name. Incoming as well as a ramen studio and a Starbucks. Lily's Clothing Boutique and a wine retailer, Talk of the Table, have also decided to call downtown Sugar Hill a home in recent years. In the goals section, one reviewer writes, the applicant clearly notes the goals that inform the responsibilities, events that various city leaders do to support the plan, and how the community was actively involved in its creation. On the topic of staffing and the organization of Sugar Hill's local government related to planning matters, a reviewer cited that staffing contracted and provided in-house services. Currently, 8 staff members who assist with planning issues, and these staff members have a variety of certifications. Additionally, this arrangement works well for your community in ensuring prompt service with a smile. On the topic of public participation, reviewers gave your application very high marks because of this following data. Sugar Hill embarked on a robust community engagement process. Here are the numbers: 13 pop-up events, 20 social media posts, several yard signs placed throughout the city, postcards delivered to 25 businesses in 2 languages, 825 survey respondents. This is what we talk about when we say exemplary effort. Overall, both internal and external reviewers felt that this application was consistently solid throughout, providing specific comp plan driven examples and loads of focus and follow through to get the job done. In closing, the Department of Community Affairs is thrilled to convey this plan first. The public, staff, and leadership of this community have shown outstanding commitment to a successful comprehensive plan implementation, and I'm pleased to say that Sugar Hill is now recognized as a model Plan First community in the state of Georgia. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Gaddis.
Mayor, if it's appropriate, I would recommend that council approve the MOU that is the required document that shows our partnership with the Department of Community Affairs, and authorize the mayor to sign it.
Thank you, Mr. Bradford. I'll also just note, I think one element that I was most pleased with was the participation from our elementary schools. We had kids from all 3 of our elementary schools in the linear cluster come and spend half a day with us here in the city, and they did workshops together and provided input. And I think when we look after our future through our most important residents, then that makes the plan even more valuable to the community. So thank you for that. Is there a motion to the effect of what Mr. Radford has asked for? Sure, absolutely.
So, Mr. Radford, at the work session, we discussed some of the privileges that come along with this, but we didn't necessarily spend much time discussing any obligations on the city. So are there any, or it just gives us opportunity to participate in these things if we choose at the time? Is that correct?
That is the correct characterization.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Radford, for the answer. That was my understanding as well. All right, is there a motion?
Mayor, I'll make a motion to authorize the mayor to sign the MOU and accept that from DCA.
All right, I have a motion from Mr. Anderson. Is there a second? Second from Mr. Page. Any discussion before I call the vote? All right, all those in favor of the motion, please raise your right hand. Okay, thank you. Next, we'll move on to reports, and I'll start with our city attorney, Mr. Hartley.
Thank you, Mayor. I have no report.
All right, thank you. We'll now go to council members, and I'll start with Mr. Page today on my right.
Sure. Thank you, Mayor. Just a short report here. Just a reminder, of course, Sugar Rush is coming up. Super excited about that. Hopefully everyone will be able to join us this upcoming weekend. And then, of course, just a reminder that property tax bills should already be in your mailboxes. Hopefully, it is your responsibility to make sure that you get those paid or get those to your mortgage company. Sometimes mortgage companies do not pull those for cities. They just pull those for the county. So don't forget about forwarding that over. But with that, Mayor, that's my report.
Thank you, Mr. Page. Good reminder. Miss Avery, you're up next.
Thank you, Mayor. I just have a couple of things to say and echo what Councilmember Page said. We have Sugar Rush coming up and several exciting events, as always, in October, the Trick or Treat Night on the 24th. And we have lots of activities and events going on, and be sure to check the city website and the Sweet Life newsletter. I'd also like to say that it is, as mentioned, an honor that we did receive the Plan First designation, and that is something for the city to be proud of. And I think we need to look very carefully at the opportunities that this can present to us. I'm not totally in favor of loans that the city would be taking out, even though we do get bonus points and reduced interest rates. So let's be, as a council and as the citizens and residents, to be cautious if we decide to get another loan for certain projects. It's great that we are also eligible for grants. The other thing I'd like to mention is that on the agenda tonight is a resolution about our landfill. And I want to say how pleased I am that the Sugar Hill landfill is closed and is always doing the right thing as far as what we need to do to maintain that landfill area, make sure that we're following all of the guidelines and requirements. I have talked to several residents in the Richland Creek and Riverside Walk subdivisions, and unfortunately, there is not much that we can do about the Buford landfill. And I'm discouraged to hear these residents say that at this point in the last few months, it's nearly impossible for them to keep their windows open because the odor from the landfill has gotten so bad. And it just makes me doubly glad that the Sugar Hill landfill is closed and we're doing the right things. This is the perfect weather to have windows open. And it's unfortunate that something's going on that we just cannot control. But if you are in the neighborhoods around that landfill, please let us know about it. And be sure to call, your resources for the Buford City landfill. And hopefully things will get better soon. And that's the end of my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Avery. Mr. Anderson, you're up next.
Thank you, Mayor. A couple of things. For this month's Riverlands Authority meeting, which happened last Wednesday down in the community room, we discussed the soft trails that we're working towards and also a grant application that we're working towards. So I appreciate staff presenting that and helping us move forward on implementing the community's master plan. Of course, we're going to talk about a Riverlands Authority appointments here in just a minute. And then we have several members of our Riverlands Authority in attendance this evening. So it's great to see all of them. The other thing I wanted to say, following closely on our Plan First designation, and I appreciate the compliments from DCA on that, the Metro Atlanta Redevelopment Summit, which is hosted by Partnership Gwinnett, is coming up in November. It'll be hosted in Duluth. And Sugar Hill is well represented in that, in the awards that could be handed out or will be handed out. We have 2 finalists, and remember the E-Center actually won the small project award a few years back. The local was also a finalist, and this year, Lyric, which is behind us here, is a finalist. It's one of the final 3 projects for the medium-sized redevelopment. And our very own city manager is a finalist for the Redevelopment Champion of the Year, and I can't think of anybody who more deserving for that award. Of course, we don't know who's going to win that award, but he is very deserving of it and very much appreciate all of his and staff's efforts that bring all these great projects to life, and things like the Plan First designation, as we heard tonight, how difficult that is to achieve, and the compliments that DCA gave to us. That is thanks to our wonderful staff, both Paul's leadership, but also our planning staff. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Kaipo, has also played a big role in that. In Vision 100, he played a huge role in getting that completed in the last couple of years. So thank you to all of our staff for all you do. You guys do a fantastic job for us, and tonight is just yet another example of that. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Anderson. Mr. Hicks, you're up next.
Thank you, Mayor. Just a few things. I do want to echo Councilman Page and Councilman Avery on Sugar Rush this upcoming weekend, which I know Avery will do a great job of communicating that. But it's been a lot of hard work that Avery and her team has put into communicating and organizing this event that the community will come out to enjoy. So looking forward to that. Quite sure a lot of you probably noticed as you were coming in this evening, as I did, as I was driving in, it was just really heartwarming to see the amount of people that we had walking up and down the sidewalks, from joggers to dog walkers to our elderly to our kids. It was really rewarding to see. And that's just a true testament to what we have done here in the city for our public safety. Major Kane, thank you and your team for what you're doing day in and day out throughout the city, as well as Chief Smith and what you and your team is doing. So super appreciative of our public safety. That's also a big contributor of the reason why we see our residents out within the community. The mayor and I have the privilege to sit on the Lanier Middle School's council. And one of the things that they brought up in the last council meeting was they're really focused on chronic absenteeism. And so one of the things that they are looking for partnership with local businesses to help drive what I say as ways to help the kids that may be identified as chronic absenteeism to drive them to come to school. And they ask us, how do we support? And one of the things that a lot of the kids, especially the middle school and the high school, enjoy doing is our lovely Eagle Theater. I'm sorry, they do love the Eagle Theater, but they love the Center. And so they ask, how could we partner? So I do want to thank Mr. Radford and Andy McQuaid on us meeting and figuring out what we can do. And so Andy and his team rallied and worked with all our staffs and we identified a way of allowing those to be rewarded for continuous days into school to be able to access the E-Center. And it's just something so simple as allowing them to the opportunity to come to the E-Center, of course, through all of the having the parent with them and all of that, but it just gives them a pass to come to the E-Center. And so, Paul, thank you, and thank you, Andy, for just that opportunity. Just a little small gesture. One of the things that they did mention is that a lot of local businesses have not, just really have been supporting that, but they were very appreciative of the city for our partnership with them driving that. And I know when I came to Paul with this, and he didn't even know I'm going to say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. When I came to him with this opportunity, he said, I will pay for this out of my pocket because this is so important. And so thank you for just that gesture and what you do and your investment in our youth and all that. So thank you for that. And then last, our monthly reports that we get, communicating the events and everything that's happening in and around the city, as well as all of that. So Victoria, Avery, and team, I appreciate all of that communication and what you guys are providing and the very amount of details that's put into that. So I appreciate everyone on the staff as a whole, but thank you, ladies, for what you and your team is doing. That concludes my report, Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Hicks. Mr. Perkle.
Thank you. First of all, I'd like to add to what the others have said about the Fall Festival this weekend. It's 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, and I believe the hours are different both days, so check the time before you come. I believe it's 10 to 6 on Saturday and 12 to 5 on Sunday, so just be aware of that. Early voting, Ms. Whittingham's gone. I think it starts tomorrow, is that right? Here at City Hall. And then last is the time change coming up. So we're going to be getting toward the end of the month and Halloween and trick-or-treating and everything else. Just as I mentioned, people out walking, kids will be out for the holiday. So just be careful as you're out driving with the darkness coming earlier now. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Perkle. I'm up next. I have just a few updates and reminders. Last City Council meeting, I talked about the suicide awareness and prevention program that the city, particularly the mayor's office, has been partnering with Sugar Hill Church and our Lanier cluster schools on. And I'm excited to say we've got the training dates for the high school students from both Lanier High School and North Gwinnett High School. And that'll be October 24th and 25th. And we have 15 students from each school that will be doing the assist training at Sugar Hill Church, and it's a great thing for them. They're going to be able to kind of learn how to assist their fellow students that might be going through some challenges. North Gwinnett High School has actually already created some infrastructure internally at the high school to kind of create town hall type situations where they can talk about it and overcome the stigmatism associated with suicide. And I think I've mentioned previously, we've had several student suicides, high school and middle school, in this part of Gwinnett County over the last couple of years, and the student health data shows that students are frequently and unfortunately thinking about suicide. And so we just want to make sure that we get at that in the best way possible, and just create more eyes and ears in our community so that they can we can solve that or address that issue. If you're a parent, either here or listening afterwards, just want to remind everybody about the book challenge between the three Lanier elementary schools that actually culminates on Election Day with the bookmobile here in the downtown area. That is something that's been ongoing for the last month or so. And I run into a lot of elementary school students, and they're reading the books and they're really excited about it. And as you all know, in Georgia, we're working real hard to get those literacy rates up, and we're doing great in Gwinnett County, but we can always do better. And so I'm grateful for the schools that are participating in that. I am excited about Sugar Rush as well. I think Avery's going to come up later during the city manager's report and talk about the timelines and maybe some other things relative to Sugar Rush. And so that's it for me. I'll pass it along to, the food fight. I forgot about the food fight. So we are engaged in our annual food fight with the city of Sewanee. It's not really a fight necessarily. It's just a friendly competition to try to raise goods for the North Gwinnett Cooperative. I have no idea whether we're winning against Sewanee or not. I think they have intentionally not given updates this year so we don't get too competitive and mean-spirited with each other. But it ends on the last day of Sugar Rush. So if you are inclined to not only bring hygiene goods, but water, canned food, whatever the North Gwinnett Cooperative needs, it would be great. We have a number of drop-off stations here at City Hall, Eagle Theater, and at the East Center. And then the North Gwinnett Cooperative will actually be here with their van both days of Sugar Rush, and you can just give the items directly to them. And then we'll have a weigh-in between us and the city of Sewanee, and we'll see who the winner is this year. We are essentially tied. We won the first year, Sewanee won the second year, and Mayor Jimmy Burnett and I, we have a fun time with it, just promoting all of it. Thank you, Mr. Hicks, for reminding me of that. All right, so I am done, and I will move on to the city clerk, Ms. Whittington, for her report.
Thank you, Mayor. Just a few things. The city issued 11 new business licenses for September. And today we issued the business license for Ramen Studio, and they are not open yet, but the license has been issued and they're almost ready to open. They also issued 97 passports last month, and early voting will begin tomorrow in the community room. Everything is set up and ready to go. So be there 9 to 5, Monday through Saturday, excluding Sundays, until October 31st. If you have any questions about the early voting or absentee or anything, just give me a call or email. I'll be happy to answer.
Thank you, Ms. Whittington. I'll add to the Ramen Studio. I happened to be going by there on Sunday, and I saw someone coming out with a bag of something, and I thought that they were open, but they're not. And they told me, though, that they plan to have a soft opening on Thursday, and they're going to kind of test it out with some select people, but it sounds to me like they're really close to being open, and that's going to be exciting for our downtown area. All right, Mr. Radford, City Manager, you're up next for your report.
Thank you, Mayor. I urge everybody who's here just to pick up a copy of the October month in review. And again, extend the thanks to Victoria and her staff for putting this thing together every month. Trying to capture the highlights of what's going on in the city and what we can expect. And we are really excited about ramen studio and Douglas wine adding to our food menu in our downtown area. Community food fight, I want to just echo that as well. As you see in the report, if you don't donate a hygiene item, you can make a contribution through the North Gwinnett Co-op, and it's tax deductible. And so I challenge everybody to do that. And in the end, there are no losers in this in terms of the two cities. It's the people who gain it are those who need it most for our generous contributions. And so I do want Avery to come up. I know she shared a lot of detail. I appreciate all of your comments about Sugar Rush. It has evolved greatly over the years to now a 3-day event with a free concert on Friday night. And then, as Councilman Perkle pointed out, 2 different time frames on Saturday and Sunday. But particularly I wanted her to highlight the number of vendors we have, how they continue to grow, and as well as we don't have a parking problem, we have a parking solution. For those that'll be down here, we anticipate there'll be thousands and thousands of some of them first-time visitors to our city being able to experience the great hospitality we have. So, Avery?
Hello. So thank you all for your kind words about Sugar Rush. We are very excited for this upcoming weekend. I was asked to mention Food Fight, but I fear that has been taken care of. So this Friday, we have the kickoff concert. It's Wim Tapley and the Cannons and Easy Honey. Easy Honey will be performing first at around 8 p.m. and Wim Tapley and the Cannons will be around 9. They're both Athens-based bands, so we're hoping to draw a pretty local crowd, which will be fun. Setup for the festival starts at 4:30 a.m. on Saturday. Please, 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 please do not park on West Broad Street. Anyone, if you can, on the night of the 17th. Parking will be at Sugar Hill Church with a shuttle running from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. on Saturday and 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. on Sunday. Sugar Hill Elementary School will also have a shuttle service running from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. on Saturday and 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. on Sunday. There's also parking located near Holbrook. Great Beginnings will be designated for ADA parking. The Lyric parking deck will be for some of our vendors, but will also be available to the public. People can access that from Temple or Hillcrest. The Atlas lot is where event staff will be parking so as to keep the rest of the parking free. And then early voting parking for ADA will be at, there will be several designated spaces in the in front of the Veterans Memorial, and that can be accessed from the Hillcrest closure. So those people have access to early voting. Some activities that we have are somewhere in the neighborhood of 150 craft business and food vendors will be loading in inflatables, a pumpkin patch, live music on 2 stages, which is the All-Stars Performing Arts stage and the Kittle Holmes main stage, painting activities, caricature artist, juried art show, gem mining, aerial silks performance, a stunt show, free hidden art throughout the festival, an animal show, and a petting zoo. That is the vast majority of what will be happening this weekend. And then just looking ahead briefly to next weekend is the trick or treat on West Broad Street on the 24th. That will be from 5:30 to 7:30. We will be closing the section between Level Creek and the Theater Drive down to the East Center for that to keep all of the kids who will be trick or treating safe. That will be followed by Ghostbusters, the original in the bowl that evening. And then we do now have 2 showings of Rocky Horror Picture Show on the Saturday following. Any questions?
Thank you, Ms. Simmons.
And last but not least, I could call on Assistant City Manager Basesh to give us a construction update and an operation update as well.
Thank you, Mr. Radford. I want to point out a few items that are part of the Parks and Recreation on the first page of the management report. So I'll just mention that Andy has done a great job. It's not as easy as going and pushing a button all the time. It has its own intricacies. It's got its own regulations associated with it. So it is a big part of our summer programming that we do in the downtown. Wrapping that up, we transitioned that area to the ice rink. The tent has gone up, and the ice rink operator is going to be setting up after Sugar Rush, but getting ready for ice skating in the winter months. The first day that they plan to open is the 14th of November. So I'll mention that to you as you get ready for wintertime and the holidays. So lots of fun around the corner after Sugar Rush and Halloween and a number of other events. While my presentation is coming up here, I'll just mention that there are a number of projects that I do not anticipate mentioning tonight, but I do want you to look at the management report to follow up on a few additional items. The September construction update is on the website. You can click on the link here and find your way to a more complete and thorough update on all the public construction projects in the area, including some of the ones I'll mention tonight. This report is current as of last week, so it's not that old. It does mention the 2026 repaving and resurfacing program, which we have proposed work on these 14 streets. We have already submitted those to Georgia DOT, and they've funded the program for 2026 in the amount that we mentioned at one of the last meetings. So we'll be putting together bid documents associated with this towards the end of the fall season and get that out for bid just as soon as we get the budget approved for 2026. The other large project that we're working on right now is the Highway 20 Greenway Bridge project. Williams Bridge and has mobilized on the south side of Highway 20 in August, and they started work on the foundations for this particular side of the bridge. And you see this in the photo here. The crane set up a while back to not only drive the piles, but also pour the concrete for these particular bents, which are the supports for the side of the elevated ramp section. On the right side of the image, you'll see 3 steel piles. Those will be about where the ramp terminates. Will be the beginning of the last section of the ramp, and that will tie into grade just before it gets to the East Center driveway. So right now, the brick has been delivered to the site, and Amshiv, the general contractor, has started working on bricking up a portion of those bents. The larger abutment right next to Highway 20 will have 4-sided brick and will be the focal point of some architectural features that we're adding to that particular location. It'll be a fairly large structure there, and then the others are just smaller concrete supports. I'll mention one other project is the Peachtree Industrial Spring Hill Sidewalk project. That one is coming to a close and a conclusion here fairly quickly. The guardrail along Peachtree Industrial had a couple of questions come up in the final stages here with a pretty significant amount of the old section of this particular lane here on Peachtree Industrial. So the contractor had to core those supports for the guardrail in this area. Now that that's done, they can form up the rest of it and basically finish out the project with this particular section here. So not much more work to go. It should be complete by the end of October. And I think that is all I'm going to mention for the report. Questions?
No questions, Mr. Basesh.
That concludes our report.
All right, thank you, Mr. Radford. We have one left, our youth council. Gentlemen, welcome. Please let everybody know who you are. Oh, we just got one. We have one presenter today, but 2. Okay.
Evening, Mayor and Council. My name is Seth Van Lerbergy, part of the Youth Council. Just wanted to inform everybody we had a great time constructing Taylor Swift bracelets for the event that we had here, Sugar Hill. We've been doing a great job promoting the food fight as well as Sugar Rush throughout our schools, North Gwinnett and Linear High School. and we had our training last Wednesday with the events team. We're excited for our bigger role in Sugar Rush with volunteer leads and events throughout the weekend. And we're also excited for the trick or treat booth. On that day, we have a table where we can have fun handing candy out to kids. We also had some of our youth council will be at the suicide prevention training, as well as some linear peer leaders as well. And that concludes our report.
Thank you. Appreciate Mr. Hicks and Ms. Richburg for being mentors and liaisons with our youth council. We've got a great group of kids this year. All right, next we'll move on to citizens and guest comments. This is an opportunity for anybody visiting to have up to 3 minutes to talk about anything that they would like to mention about Sugar Hill. Is there anybody that wishes to take advantage of that time? All right, I see nobody, so we'll move on. We have no consent agenda, but we have one old business session to talk about a playground contract award.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Last Monday, we updated you on some changes we had made to the playground proposed for Ridge Lake Park to include what you see in the image, the play structures, the additional seating, the shade structures over the seating areas. This is the proposed design that we gravitated toward. And based on the input we received last Monday, we did agree with the contractor to pull out the blue stream, which seemed to cause some concern about how kids would play and interact with the structures. So it's just going to be basically a monochromatic green surface. And the contract is ready to go with the change listed here. The original proposal amount was $289,322.62. We are recommending that the contract award approved at the September meeting be amended to reflect the additional play equipment, the larger surface area, and the a larger footprint in shade structures to an amount that the contractor has proposed of $487,254.89. So that's the staff recommendation. We're going to use funds from phase 3 of the park itself, which includes 96 additional pervious paver parking spaces. It includes terrace seating, it includes a pavilion and a fishing pier. So there are at least 2 of those items that we intend to complete in-house, and the additional cost savings associated with that will go towards funding the additional work on the playground. So that additional some $200,000 will go towards this. This project will end up spanning budget years, so it will include 2025 funds and 2026 funds. So we'll present the CIP shortly, and we'll see what that looks like meeting or two. But there are currently funds available to complete this work.
Thank you, Mr. Besession. Thank you to all the council members and y'all's input over the last couple of months. Any questions on what Mr. Besession has presented to us? All right, I see no questions. Is there a motion?
Mayor, I make a motion to approve the playground at Ridge Lake Park for the noted amounts.
All right, thank you. I have a motion from Mr. Perkle. Is there a second?
Second.
A second from Mr. Hicks. Any discussion before I call the vote? All right, all those in favor of the motion, please raise your right hand. Excuse me. All right, next we'll move on to new business. We have a potential Riverlands Authority appointment. I believe that Mr. Anderson has a nomination.
Thank you, Mayor. Yes, I have a nomination for post 1, which is currently vacant. I would like to nominate Amy Morton. She's in attendance this evening. I sent her bio to everybody last week for her consideration. And Mayor, I'd also like to go ahead, since we have 2 other posts who are just hanging out there that have not been reappointed. I would also like to go ahead and nominate Sherry Emai for post 2 and Lexi Krausen for post 4.
I have several nominations for various posts. Are there any alternative nominations? All right, is that working for everybody? Good deal. Seems like everything is back on now. All right, so we have several nominations for several posts. Yes, Mr. Perkle.
First of all, I'd like to just bring a point of order that at the work session, we only discussed the one appointment, so I think that's something appropriate to consider tonight. But I would like to nominate Marla King for that post, as I had nominated her previously.
All right, so let's, I'm sorry, no, this is kind of, I'm going to need to be reminded of the post so that I can call the motions on the post, and then somebody could write that down for me would be great.
Mayor, post 1, I am nominating Amy Morton. That is the open post on the Riverlands Authority.
All right, let's take post 1. We have a nomination of Amy Morton, and we also have a nomination for Marla King. I'll take the motion that was made first for Amy Morton. All those in favor of appointing Amy Morton to the post, please raise your right hand. All right, all those opposed, like sign. Okay, we don't, there's no opportunity to vote for Marla because a majority have voted to appoint Amy Morton to the position. So Amy is the appointee to that position. All right, there was a nomination as well for another post. Mr. Anderson, would you mention that to me?
Mayor Sherry Imai, who is the current holder of post 2, and currently her term is expired at the end of last year, so it's ongoing that we need to go ahead and clean up if we can.
All right, I have a nomination for Sherry Imai for post 2. Is there a substitute motion?
I'd like to also make a nomination, Mayor, but not a substitute motion.
I apologize. Can you say that again?
Yes, I'd like to make a nomination of Andrew Schultz. I nominated him previously as well.
Okay, I have a nomination of Marla King for that as well. All right, I'll take the motion. I'll take the.
Sorry, Mayor, that was Andrew Schultz.
Okay, got it. If y'all could, just speak up, okay? So a lot going on. It's hard to pay attention. All right, so I have a nomination for post 2 for Sherry Imai and for Andrew Schultz. All those in favor of Sherry Imai, please raise your hand. All right, that's a majority. Sherry Imai is appointed. Mr. Anderson, would you read the next one, please?
Mayor, I would like to nominate Lexi Krausen for post 4 on the Riverlands Authority. Lexi is the current holder of that post.
All right, I have a nomination for Lexi Krausen for post 4. Is there a substitute motion? All right, I hear no substitute motion. All those in favor of extending Lexi Krausen's appointment to the Riverlands Authority, please raise your hand. All right, all those opposed, like sign. All right, Lexi Krausen is appointed to the Riverlands Authority. Her term is extended. I don't know if I have the swearing in document here, but I know that Amy is here, and maybe we can go ahead and swear her in. If that's okay, I'll come up front. Please raise your right hand after mine. I state your name.
I, Amy Martin,
Do solemnly swear or affirm.
do solemnly swear
Or affirm. And you can look here.
or affirm
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
The Constitution of the State of Georgia.
the Constitution of the State of Georgia,
And the Charter and ordinances of the City of Sugar Hill.
and the Charter and ordinances of the City of Sugar Hill,
And that I will,
and that I will,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
faithfully perform the duties
faithfully perform the duties
as a member of the Development Riverlands Authority
as a member of the Development Riverlands Authority
of the City of Sugar Hill
of the City of Sugar Hill
during my continuance therein.
during my continuance therein,
So help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, appreciate it, Amy. Thank you again. Thank you to all the Riverland Authority board members that are here today as well, and thank you for your service. All right, next we'll move on to item number 3. That is Ms. Whittington. She's going to talk about adding reserve marshals to workers' compensation.
And to whether the city had covered the reserve marshals who volunteer 10 hours per month each. Whether we were covering our workers' comp policy, we found out that the city needed to pass a resolution by the mayor and council to make sure that they are covered. So staff's coming today to request that you approve this resolution and allow us to add them to our coverage. It's a minimal cost each year to cover them and make sure that they're safe when they're out on the road. That's all I have.
Thank you, Ms. Whittington. I know we talked about this at work session. Any questions of Ms. Whittington? All right, is there a motion?
Mayor, I make a motion to approve the resolution to extend workers' compensation for the reserve marshals.
Okay, have a motion from Mr. Hicks. Is there a second? Second from Ms. Avery. Any discussion before I call the vote? All right, all those in favor of the motion, please raise your right hand. Okay. Next, we'll move on to the landfill reimbursement. Mr. Besesh.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The city's Appling Road landfill has been closed since 1999. Since that time, we've been monitoring conditions at the landfill to ensure compliance with our post-closure plan. On the screen, you'll see an image of a survey we completed rather recently, just showing the topography at the landfill. It is not the Richland Creek landfill operated by Republic Services in Buford. This one is an older one that was closed some time ago. So these expenses associated with the post-closure period, they're expenses like groundwater monitoring, methane monitoring, and just overall site cleanup, are eligible for reimbursement under a state program for these types of expenses. The process associated with reimbursement includes this resolution and agreement. The amount of the eligible expenses is $13,676.78. It is something we do anticipate in our grant revenue line items, so it is part of our budget, and we're recommending that the resolution be approved and authorize the mayor to sign the agreement for these reimbursable expenses.
Right, sorry, we got a lot of activity going on up here. It's hard to focus. All right, have heard this before. Any questions of Mr. Besesh before I ask if there's a motion? All right, is there a motion?
Mayor, I'll make a motion to approve the resolution and authorize the mayor to sign the agreement governing expenditures for state and local government.
Okay, have a motion from Mr. Page. Is there a second? Second from Ms. Avery. Any discussion before I call the vote? All right, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. Good deal. All right, so we have a judgment call to make here. We have a couple legal items we probably should talk about. And I think one of them might be time sensitive. So I was hoping not to have executive session, but I think we need to. Is there a motion to have executive session to discuss a couple of legal matters?
Mayor, I make a motion to put an executive session for a couple of legal matters.
All right, reluctantly, I hear a motion, an emphasis on a couple. Is there a second? Second. All right, second for Mr. Anderson. All those in favor of going into executive session, please raise your right hand. All right. And we will not need to take action when we come back out. We will come back out.